Alrighty then, it's time for a Jungle Evelynn game. Let's get this show on the road. Which one? And yeah, she's basically become my AP carry of choice at this point, barring Fiddlesticks. I've been putting some practice with her, and I'm glad to say that I'm getting the hang of her again. And I'm also glad to mention that this video is sponsored by U.GG, a League of Legends stat website where you can look up any league champion and get a quick build load up, as well as individual pro player builds and information on individual champion matchups, such as counters and advantages, even including who the champion seems to do poorly with in a team and who they are strong with in dual queue. Best of all, the builds it provides are structured in a way in which you can see how your build should progress so you can make better decisions while in-game and improve your performance. Anyways, so nothing really has happened, so nothing was really missed. Just getting, map control, farming a little bit, but you can see that Gangplank is super pushed to the enemy tower, so it makes him a prime candidate for ganking. Fortunately for him, ganking is pretty dangerous for the enemy team, but Jax tries anyways, getting close to getting Aatrox killed, and he does manage to get a flash out. But this forces Aatrox to go back and uses teleport, or else he'll lose even more CS. But that makes it very easy for me to gank him. This is, something that a lot of players don't think about. So I just walk up to him, the seduction thing, stab him in the back, and then just slowly grind him down. It's pretty sad, because I think, considering the amount of CS he had, I think he probably got super aggressive against the Gangplank early on, and then realized, holy crap, he's really strong, and now he was forced to play defensive because he got chunked down. So, unfortunately for him, he's just kind of, he's kind of done now. He's going to be playing super defensively, he's going to be pushed out, he won't be able to farm all that well, and his top laner, his jungler has to come help his top laner constantly. In the meantime, I get to roam around, and do what I will do whatever I can do, farm or whatever. However, instead, I'm going to be trying to do as much as possible to hunt down the Jax, to make sure he can't actually help the Aatrox. Either control him or get to level 6 and then gank other people that Jax is forced to try to help them too. But whatever, it's just try to keep my eye out on him. Because if the Gangplank is allowed to free farm and constantly push in the Aatrox, then the Aatrox will never really get anywhere. So, I'm level 6 and I easily just sneak into the enemy red and just... It's pretty sad, As soon as he gets low enough, smite it. Jax is like, oh no, he has to run away. Unfortunately, my mid laner isn't that strong. I think he's a flavor of the month Urgot, so he makes very, bad decisions, misses abilities. So he's someone I have to sort of babysit a little bit. But yeah, so far the Jax is pretty behind, and not so much in CS, but he's behind in just, effectiveness. He needs to sort of, gank for the Aatrox. So I go top expecting a gank from Jax, but he doesn't show up, so I'm going to leave right now. Well, I'm going to gank Aatrox first. It's actually going to burn a flash. The Gangplank did a good job of baiting him out. I leave, and now the Jax is going to show up, just sort of, going through the river. Immediately turn around, but like I said, Jax cannot gank Gangplank. It's just pretty poor, and now even less so that Aatrox doesn't have a flash. So he goes back. I scout a little just to make sure he's not, just looping around again, and Aatrox commits to a fight against the Gangplank and actually gets close to killing him because Gangplank put himself in a really awkward position. But, it's just unfortunate for the Aatrox is that I'm here and, I deal with him. So, Gangplank basically has top lane secure. I can go do other things, hopefully, or at least try. I want to gank Katarina, and I just kind of wait around here because she gets super aggressive against the Urgot constantly. But she is a tough cookie to gank, so I end up actually being able to get her because she's got no minions to defend her. That she gets CC locked a bit, and I alter for the finish. If the Jax had just been there a couple seconds earlier, he had the chance to either stun me under the tower and kill me, or force me to use my ultimate to avoid him, which in that case would have saved Katarina. So it's just a lot of bad timing. Though him getting the kill on Lulu, I don't know what happened there, but essentially put, my team is dominating a little bit right now. I know it's just 4 kills, but the CS difference is starting to pile up in certain key places. I go for the Jax again here, and I do quite a lot of damage, but the Urgot, misses his ultimate and lets Jax live. The silver lining is that I still get his red buff, but I would have probably gotten it anyways, even if the Jax, I still would have gotten it really easily if Jax, had been killed. But no, 2 kills on me and 2 kills on Gangplank. He has Trinity Force now. And a kill on the Kog'Maw, but he gets another one right now, is really good. The spread is amazing. The enemy team has a good spread too, so no doubt on that. But the Kai'Sa the difference between the Kai'Sa and the Kog'Maw is going to become way more glaring. At this point, I think the enemy team has caught on to my shenanigans for ganking, and I can't really gank bottom lane because they're mostly pushed out. Top lane, though, they keep overcommitting to this and, getting themselves killed. Poor Jax gets easily eviscerated once he gets my seduction thing on him. The Aatrox, I ult him just so I can stop with his shenanigans before he does anything or tries to survive. Katarina comes top lane a little too late. Use my seduction charm thing, just scare her off. And that's one thing that I have to also mention. My team has no reliable, aside from Lulu's CC, to stop the Katarina. So she's my biggest fear in this game, especially considering how farm she's getting in comparison to the rest of the enemy team. So my whole idea right now is I have to make sure I can kill the Kai'Sa. I know Katarina may be the threat, but I gotta kill Kai'Sa. I'm gonna subscribe why. By the way, this whole gank here makes me sad because I mess it up so much and I don't get a kill, and because my ultimate wasn't off cooldown, I couldn't finish her off, so we just kind of run around sad. The silver lining of this situation, though, is that for some reason Katarina just kind of stuck around. So the ward gave it away, and I go in to fight her, and my ultimate comes back, so I don't get killed by her. I get a cheap kill against the Katarina. Anyways, I mentioned Kai'Sa is the target I have to go for rather than Katarina, because if I can kill Kai'Sa, make sure she gets destroyed, and let's just say I'm not gonna make any assumptions. But let's say my teammates or the panicky types just to burn everything on the first target. I gotta make sure that Lulu doesn't burn her CC on the Kai'Sa or anybody else but the Katarina. So if I make sure the Kai'Sa dies early, she might use it solely on the Katarina. That's just some weird logic I was coming up with in the game. Plus, Kai'Sa's just probably easier to kill than the Katarina, who's likely gonna buy Sonya the ring or Sonya's hourglass at some point. So, looping around, I feel bad for this Aatrox at this point. He engages in a fight against the Urgot. I get him with my seduction, and he just explodes. At this point, he has half the CS of the Gangplank, half the CS of the Kog'Maw, a lot less CS than the Urgot, who is honestly not doing all that well, but he is doing, I guess, good enough. And just really, really behind. At this point, he's not really all that useful. So I feel bad for him, because I think he overestimated himself in the matchup, got himself low, and that just allowed me to camp him. At this point is where the true lockdown occurs, since my team has basically gained control of the enemy jungles, and it allows me to stealthily roam about. So the enemy team kind of has to commit to these weird engages without having information as to anything, because they're going in blind, and I'm able to just kind of flank somebody and just snipe them before the fight really breaks out. So, at this point, I was struggling to think, what can the enemy team do aside from getting lucky with the Katarina destroying us? Not much. And like I said, Katarina is our only real hope because we don't have reliable crowd control. We do have some in the terms of my my seduction charm thing, and the Urgot getting lucky in a flip, and of course a Lulu. But there are other targets like the Jax. They need to somehow stall to activate their super strong late games. I also got to mention, this is kind of funny. I get CC'd and I'm like in a really bad spot, and then the Aatrox just sort of gives up. I'm like, I was your victim, man. You could have probably really hurt me or even killed me, but he just sort of gave up. He's just done with life. But yeah. Also, my build is the Lichbane build, and Lichbane into Magic Pen build, which you can look up on UGT. And essentially allowing me just to kind of, burst somebody in one massive go, rather than to grind them down with the whole burn aspect of the other Bernie build. Mostly, like I said, I gotta snipe Kai'Sa, run away, and then hopefully snipe somebody else. Essentially, even though I'm pretty fed, I can't really stick to a lot of fights because people like Jax and Aatrox are really scary. I love that, actually, that Jax got her cheap-ass kill against the Lulu because we were, like, confused as to where they were, so we went around in a giant circle and left Lulu exposed. But unfortunately for the enemy team, we kind of do the same thing anyways, just loop around one giant circle again, get him, and then the Kai'Sa. Finally, Urgot, that's an ultimate, but, he is a flavor of the month, so I will give him, some slack here. The enemy team just cannot simply leave their jungle. Here, I actually kind of make a weird decision where, you saw me try to flank from the side, and Katarina just goes at me. She actually got close to killing me, but I had my ultimate to escape, but damn, she's super aggressive. So, but whatever. It's not going to help her too much at this point. I think she only was aggressive because I was the only one there, and if that's the case, that's pretty smart. Now, considering the fact that Katarina is our biggest threat, I'm just going to spam Charm on her, even if I'm not going to try to blow it up. It's just so if the enemy team tries to engage, she thinks twice about it because she will get stunned out of it. So, you know, just poking at them and whatever, and just, if once Jax commits, Katarina feels a need to actually go in, and she actually does get a kill. But since I didn't have a charm, I couldn't stop that one, so that's kind of bad. She actually kills one person. But, you know, we killed 2 for 1 essentially, and they're super low in health, and we're really healthy. So I charm her again, and I don't think she thought I was going to flash for it. I get her, nuke her down, she just gets annihilated. I use my ultimate to escape, and the rest of them get killed by the Gangplank and the Urgot. And with that, and the Cogmo too, obviously. And with that, the game is pretty much done. It was pretty much done very early on because the Aatrox kind of messed up and got super abandoned, and I was allowed to roam around. But hey, it was a pretty good display of Evelynn power. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a comment and a like. And if you want to see more videos, hit that little bell somewhere around here so you can get notifications when my next video comes out. Also, make sure to check out my sponsor, U.GG, by following the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.